I used to think the more effort I showed, the more she'd value me. I was wrong. Dead wrong. And it cost me more than I want to admit. I was texting first. Every time. Double texting. Triple texting. I thought showing up was strength. It wasn't. It was desperation dressed up as kindness. One word replies. "K. Haha. Sure." The more I gave, the less she cared. I could feel my value dropping with every message I sent. Then I made it worse. I started complimenting everything. Her energy, her smile, her vibe. And every compliment I threw inflated her ego a little more. She didn't see a man. She saw a fan. Then one day it hit me. I wasn't building attraction. I was building her ego. Every reaction I gave was a point scored for her. The game wasn't rigged. I just didn't know the rules. So I stopped. I stopped texting first. Stopped explaining myself. Stopped reacting to everything. Silence isn't passive. When you use it right, silence speaks louder than any line you could say. When she finally asked where I'd been, I didn't explain. I didn't apologize. I just said, "I've been busy with my own world." That was it. For seconds of calm. And I watched her whole energy shift. She started texting first. Then she started asking to hang out. Then she started wondering what I was doing without her. I hadn't said anything harsh. I hadn't played games. I just became someone with a life of his own. You don't destroy her ego with insults. You don't destroy it with arguments. You destroy it by becoming someone who simply doesn't need her approval. That shift, that's what she can't handle. But here's what I didn't expect. Once the dynamic flipped, she did something that completely changed how I saw the whole situation. That story, that's part 2. And it's one you're going to want to hear. Last time, I told you how I stopped chasing and everything flipped. But what happened next? That's what nobody talks about. Because when she started chasing, she brought a whole new set of moves with her. Out of nowhere, she went cold. No explanation. Just distance. And I knew exactly what this was. It was a test. The oldest test in the game. Will he panic and come running? The old me would have bombed her with messages. Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? I miss you. And the second I did that, I would have handed all my power right back. Every single time. So I matched her. All good. I've been busy too. That was it. No emotion. No follow-up. No explanation. I gave her exactly what she gave me, and nothing more. That's not cold. That's calibration. 2 days later, she cracked. Are you mad at me? And then, she actually admitted it. I was just testing something. She tested me. And when I didn't flinch, she didn't know what to do with that. I looked at her and said, I don't really do tests. But I'm here if you want to be real. No anger. No lecture. Just a quiet line that showed her. I see the game, and I'm choosing not to play it. But here's where most men fall apart. She did it again. Warm one day, cold the next. Hot. Cold. It's a cycle designed to keep you chasing the warm version. And every time you chase it, she wins. I learned to be the same person in both. When she was warm, I was present, not desperate. When she went cold, I didn't chase the warmth back. I stayed steady. And that steadiness? It drove her insane in the best way. And then she said it. You're different from other guys. And I didn't say, oh, thank you. I just nodded and said, I know. Not arrogant. Just grounded. That's when I realized the whole thing had shifted. Not because I played games. Because I stopped playing hers. The real move was never the silence. It was never the one-liners. It was knowing what you're worth and refusing to act like you're worth less. That changes everything. In part 3, I'll show you what happens when she realizes she might actually lose you for real. That reaction? It's one you need to see. After part 2, things were actually good. She was warm. I was steady. We were talking. And then, she noticed something. Something that changed her entire energy. She noticed that I was okay without her. She saw I was working on myself. Training. Building. Laughing with people who had nothing to do with her. And something in her snapped. Because the thing she feared most wasn't losing me. It was realizing she might have already lost me. First move, she flooded me with attention. Texts, compliments, wanting to hang out, suddenly everything at once. And I won't lie, part of me wanted to fall right back into it. But I'd learned enough to recognize the pattern. I didn't reject her. I didn't go cold. But I didn't spike either. I said, yeah, Thursday works. Calm. Simple. No matching her energy peak. Because when you match panic with panic, you lose. But when you meet urgency with calm, you stay in control. Then she pulled the jealousy card, casually dropped that another guy had been asking her out. And she watched my face, waiting. Because if I flinched, if I got jealous, got needy, got weird, she'd know she still had me on a hook. I smiled and said, "That's cool. Hope it works out for him." And then I moved on to the next topic without missing a beat. No jealousy, no interrogation, no performance. That response hit harder than any comeback I could have planned. Then she went deep. She got vulnerable, told me she felt like she'd messed things up. And this is the hardest moment, because it might be real, or it might be the most sophisticated test yet. Either way, the answer is the same. I looked at her and said, "Nothing's messed up, but I need real, not versions of real. Not harsh, not cold, just the clearest thing I'd ever said to her." And in that moment, I wasn't playing a game. I was just telling the truth. That's when I knew I'd actually changed. And that's the thing nobody tells you at the start. It was never about destroying her ego. It was about building yours. Ego isn't destroyed with silence or lines or tactics. It collapses on its own when it meets someone who simply doesn't need to feed it. You've made it through all three parts. Most people watch this and nod. A few will actually live it. The difference between the two? One of them understands that the real work is internal, and it never stops. If this series changed how you think, drop a comment. I read every single one.